Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Slipped Up in Love by Ashleynicole, narrated by Elyce Anthony and Sean Crisden. 1. Cheyenne. I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. That was my mantra when I was working on a particularly bad mouth. And the one I was working on at the moment was extra foul. My mask was doing a terrible job of blocking the fumes. My eyes were stinging as if I was chopping an onion. I wasn't chopping a damn onion, though. I was doing a teeth cleaning on a grown man who apparently knew nothing about dental hygiene. When most people come to get their semi-annual cleaning, they brush. And I appreciate that. Then you have the nasty motherfuckers like the grown-ass man in my chair, whose mouth looked like he stopped brushing 6 months before the teeth cleaning, almost as if he wanted to make sure I had enough to do. His mouth was disgusting. There were remnants from his breakfast, lunch, and dinner hanging around in there. There was no way he'd ever seen a piece of floss. His gums for damn sure hadn't. I was scraping so much butter off of his damn teeth that I could fill a country crock container 10 times over. I hadn't even gotten to the calculus deposits that were going to fatigue my muscles. I'm not even going to get into his green tongue, which was probably 60% of the reason for the noxious fumes assaulting my senses. I made a mental note to have the receptionist, Crystal, flag him for our needs longer than usual cleaning list. His mouth was going to get me running behind. Doc would pop his head in soon, and I'd let him see exactly why it was taking so long. His entire mouth would be sore by the time I was done. I also wouldn't be eating lunch. This shit was just nasty. An hour later, I was finally able to walk out of there. I cringed as I headed for the bathroom, wondering if it was too late in life for a career change. I mean, I was only 29. Yuck, mouth really had me thinking. That was one of the worst mouths I'd come across in my 7 years of working. Whew, Jesus, I sighed as I shut the door behind me. I had 5 more mouths to clean before my day was over, and I was praying that none of them came close to that garbage dump I'd just finished. The crazy part was his phone rang the entire time he was in the chair. According to him, it was his girlfriend's. With an S. No damn standards, I grumbled. Can't even have a conversation with him without a gas mask. Fortunately, the rest of the patients I had that day had good relationships with their toothbrushes. Why aren't you eating? Taylor, my BFF since kindergarten, asked. It was Friday, and our Friday ritual was to meet after work for dinner, but I still didn't have an appetite, thanks to Mr. Muck Mouth. Is your stomach still bothering you? I wanted to tell you that you should have your doctor check you for irritable bowel syndrome. Shut up. No, for real. My mom had it. She shivered and made a gagging sound. Listen, that shit, huge pun intended, ain't nothing to play with, especially if you're stuck in a car with somebody with it in the dead of winter and it's raining. You can't roll the windows down. You just have to sit there and pray God takes you home. My mother's stomach was foul for some years, man. Jesus Christ! I couldn't control my laughter. Remember she cleared that bowling alley out that time we were there for the fundraiser? Oh my God, I fell back in my seat, remembering that atrocity. People were running from the area. They thought the bathroom had exploded. You never told me that was her. I was ashamed of her damn insides. Wasn't she pushing your Aunt Patricia in the wheelchair? Yep, my poor aunt suffered, she wailed melodramatically. I was so weak. That killed her. No, it did not. I reached out to slap her arm. She had a heart attack like 3 years later. Heart was weak from the poisonous ass she breathed in that bowling alley. She never recovered. God, I hate you. I had to hide my face in my shirt because I really couldn't control myself. I was laughing so hard I was drooling. When I was able to show my face again, I said to her, "You better not tell your mother she killed your aunt." "She knows what she did," she charged with fake bitterness. Lord help this child, I beseech. Anyway, I don't have irritable bowel syndrome. My stomach calmed down. I think I might have to give up dairy, though. Oh, that's not so bad, she shrugged. Why aren't you eating anything, though? Had a nasty mouth day. Oh, ew. She made a face as she brought a bright green drink to her lips for a sip. I don't know how you smell stank breath all day. Like, I still don't understand what possessed you to do that shit. The money is really good. I can pick my hours, and most days are not like today. Most grown people I come across have brushed their teeth at some point in their life. Hell, even teenagers. This guy I had this morning was just nasty. Older? No, our age. I think he wears fronts, though. So he has them on all of the time and neglects his own mouth? I nodded. Probably has a whole flock of little girls running behind him. His phone buzzed the entire time. He'd pull it out, look at the name, and put it back. All girls? Mm-hmm. All different girls. At 9 in the morning. Listen, I won't let a man touch me if his breath smells like garlic, and I know it's garlic because I just fed it to him, let alone somebody with Lil Wayne teeth get near me. Word, I co-signed. Hi, sorry I'm late. Our other friend Leslie apologized as she dropped into the seat to my left, slightly out of breath. What I miss? Cheyenne had shitty mouth day at work. Oh, Lord, gag. She made a face as she got comfortable, removing the blue wristlet wallet from her arm and placing it on the table. Gag indeed. Anyway, Taylor cut in, looking like she was fighting not to smile. Cheyenne, I have some devastating news for you. Why is it news just for me? I'd been searching my purse for my hand lotion, but paused to look over at Taylor. Leslie hasn't lived here long enough to appreciate how irrational you're about to get, she explained. What? I'm never irrational. Generally, you're not, she affirmed, nodding quickly. But there's one subject that just... You'll see. Okay, so... I watched as she sat taller in her seat, bringing her forearms onto the tabletop and leaning on them, still fighting that smile. I had no idea what the hell she was about to say. Nothing generally bothered me. Travis is... Oh, hell no. I fell back in my seat, shaking my head. How long will he be here so I can disappear? No, don't finish your sentence. Just answer my question so I can go. Her entire body vibrated with laughter and tears soon sprang from her eyes. Yo, you need to grow the hell up. Who is Travis? Leslie asked, eyes bouncing between the two of us. My cousin. You have too many cousins, Leslie remarked. Damn, I'm still trying to remember the names of the ones who live here. Where is this one from, and why is Cheyenne on Expedia looking up flights? I was, in fact, scrolling through Expedia.com because I did not want anything to do with Travis. Travis is another first cousin. His mom and my dad were siblings." She paused as she broke into another fit of giggles after glancing at my screen. "Travis used to live up here and then moved down to North Carolina with his dad. Cheyenne is a little bit traumatized because she was the center of Travis's love when we were kids." "Love?" My eyes widened. "That silver-capped monster tortured me." "Tortured, Taylor. That was not love. Then after he moved back down south, he came up here for the summer, and I tried to give his nasty behind the benefit of the doubt, but by that time he was a pervert." "Silver-capped monster?" Leslie asked with an eyebrow raise. "Yeah, you know kids who have bad teeth before the permanents come in. They either get silver caps or the teeth pulled. Travis had silver caps on a few teeth." "A few?" I exclaimed. "That boy had so many caps he looked like Baraka from Mortal Kombat." "No, he didn't." Taylor fell forward cackling, pressing her forehead to the tablecloth, her shoulders shaking uncontrollably. "He had like 5. "What's the significance of the caps?" "Little kids who wear caps are bad as fuck. Travis was bad as the fuck squared. And he had a whole mouthful. It was like he went Super Saiyan." "What's that?" "Child, did you have a childhood?" Taylor gawked at Leslie with exasperation. "Yeah?" Leslie giggled. "I don't think you did. You don't have any cousins, and you clearly never watched Dragon Ball Z. Probably don't know what One Saturday Morning or Snick are either." "Oh, please. What did you say, Cheyenne? Super Saiyan?" Instead of answering, I went to YouTube and found a video of Goku going Super Saiyan and let her watch it. "Okay, so he powered up or something?" "His badassness was evolved. That's what it means. He was bad as fuck." Taylor was still laughing. "He liked you, Cheyenne?" "That was not like," I snapped. "The boy put a lizard in my mouth, a whole nasty, slimy ass lizard." "You gave him head?" Leslie gasped, a hand clutching her imaginary pearls. "No, girl. We were playing Truth or Dare, and my stupid ass picked Dare. I had to close my eyes and open my mouth, and the fool put a gecko in my mouth." Taylor was practically on the floor. "Shut up, Taylor." "I'm sorry. The boy was bad as hell." She was dying laughing, literally bent over in her seat. "And then he came up here when he was 15 for the summer, and we ended up in a closet, and he humped all on me." "Excuse you?" Taylor found the voice to cut in. "He was hunching you. There is a difference." "Why were y'all in the closet?" "Another game of Truth or goddamn Dare." "Why'd you pick Dare playing with him again?" "I didn't." I snapped, glaring daggers at Taylor, who was still just beside herself. If she didn't calm down, her goofy ass was going to pass out. It was his Dare, and his cousin, my supposed best friend, dared us to go into the closet for 10 damn minutes. "He said he asked, and you agreed to kiss him. The hunching was his fault." "Whatever. Anyway, you never answered my question. How long is he in town?" "I can fake being sick for a couple of days. Go sit on the beach in Miami or something." "If you go, you'll be moving there." She was once again fighting not to laugh. "What?" I felt a sense of impending doom hovering above my head. "He's moving back for good." "Get the fuck out of here." "Nope." "When did you find this out?" "January," she sniggered. Jan? It's frickin' May!" I snapped, nostrils flaring. "And you didn't think to tell me?" I figured if you didn't know, you wouldn't have to live in this perpetual state of freaking out for 5 months. Leslie had her own giggle. I like that logic. I sneered at them both. Oh, come on, Cheyenne. He's a grown man now, not that badass little boy or the hunching teenager. I told you, you're just being irrational. He probably still has the damn caps. He does not. Shut up, she hollered. You haven't seen him since you were 15? Leslie inquired as she scanned the drink menu, her tongue running back and forth over her front teeth. No, I went away every summer after that to avoid him. I'd always hear of the damn havoc he was wreaking. Cheyenne, it's been 14 years. I'm sure he's not even thinking about you anymore. You think? I did feel childish. I was just that traumatized. Girl, please. I looked over at Taylor, who was avoiding my gaze. I knew this whole thing was funny to her. She'd been teasing me about Travis forever. Stop laughing. I reached over to slap her arm, causing her to grab it and move away, giggling her ass off. Sorry, geez. You're just so ridiculous when it comes to Travis, acting like you have PTSD. I probably do. He was a menace. Girl, he was in love with you. Ain't that why little boys bother little girls? He was all into you. Not how I saw it, was my wry response. Oh, please. She rolled her eyes so far back in her head, I wasn't sure they'd return to normal. Maybe you can get some dick out of it, Leslie excitedly said. A little too loud for my liking. I don't want dick, I snapped through clenched teeth, glancing around self-consciously to make sure none of the other diners had heard. There was a good amount of space between each table, but still, you could be across a whole football field and hear somebody say dick and hear it clearly. That's because you haven't had any good dick. You're still a virgin as far as I'm concerned. I refuse to believe you've gotten quality dick and then decided you didn't care for it. Right, Taylor chimed in. I was addicted after my first time, and you decide it's not palatable like a food you don't like. I'm asexual. I just don't feel like it's necessary. And so proud of it. Taylor made a face and shivered. We're in our sexual prime, and you don't like dick. Weird ass. Watch how you say that. It can be interpreted as me liking pussy. That's not a bad thing either, she hedged. Those experimental college years were fun. I just stared back blankly at her. Taylor could be a trip sometimes. Anyway, sex isn't a necessity. Yes, it is. They twinned. Girl, everybody should enjoy sex. Don't say that too loud, Taylor warned. R. Kelly might hear you. Shut up, Taylor, she cackled then. Is Travis another clone? Because if he is, you're bugging. All of these damn cousins are fine as hell. I don't remember. All I can see are the silver caps and wide grin. It's like seeing the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. Just beady little eyes and teeth. Girl, hush. He's super cute, Leslie. Grandma's genes are just as strong in him as they are in all of us. Oh, then he's cute. Super cute. Him and Rod look like brothers. Oh, he's fine as shit then. He has the eyes too? Yep. Why is he back up here? Who cares how he looks? They were focusing on the wrong shit. Ask him when you see him, she murmured, giggling like a fool. I can't stand you, Taylor, I grumbled. Yeah, you can. Also, he's having a grand opening party for his tattoo shop, and we're going. So get yourself right with it. I'm not going to that. Yes, you are. It's time for you to come out of the sandbox and play with the other kids. Cheyenne, you don't even know if he's still worried about you. It's been 14 years since you last saw him. Who's to say he even remembers you like that? Women have good memories like that. Men don't. He'll probably remember he had a crush on you, but that's it. You're acting like the kid from that movie Bully. I knew she was right. I did. In my rational mind, I knew the likelihood that Travis was even still a little worried about me was far-fetched. Yeah, I huffed. You're right. I'm being ridiculous. Early the next morning, Taylor and I were in the spinning studio at our gym. I worked out like a mad woman and still couldn't get rid of my belly. I was okay with it, though. This was apparently how God wanted me to look, and if I couldn't get rid of it, I'd just make sure it was well maintained. At one point, I considered getting plastic surgery but decided against it. I didn't hate my body. I loved it. Flaws and all. Rolls and all. I made it work, and it was work just keeping it where it was. I typically spent 5 to 6 days a week in a spin class. It was the only cardio that didn't get on my nerves. There was weight training 3 days, and that I hated with a passion. A passion. I'd rather get my teeth pulled one by one every day for a month than do weight training. However, I'd learned the benefits of consistently doing it. My belly may not have been going anywhere, but everything else was perfectly toned. I liked carbs too much to skimp out on the cardio. Leslie skipped out on us this morning, so it was just Taylor and me. Neither of us liked the instructor who ran the morning sessions on the weekends, so we would come in once everybody was gone and have our own class. We were able to stream the Peloton app and work out with one of their trainers, which was super convenient. My goal was to eventually buy a bike, but I just wasn't grown enough to spend the $2,200 on it yet. Besides, I liked being able to people watch. The spin studio was smack dab in the center of our gym, with a perfect panoramic view of the entire facility. The best part was that the windows were tinted, so we could see out, but no one could gawk in. The gym was owned by this gorgeous twin named Joseph, who just happened to also be my landlord. I don't know why you love this so much, Taylor wailed as she fought through a heavy seated climb almost at the end of our ride. I want to die. Her hands grasped the handlebars tightly as she forced her legs to move under the heavy weight. I hate it at this very moment, believe me, I grunted, my motions mirroring hers. My thighs were on fire. Sweat was pouring off of both of us like a waterfall. I'd typically have to put on a different shirt before leaving the gym, or risk wet seats. My panties are freaking soaked, she griped, smoothly transitioning into a standing climb, which offered a bit of relief to our quads, but killed our calf muscles. We go through this every other day, T. You should be used to it by now. I'll never get used to having a soggy-ass girl. Ever. 10 more minutes and you can go dry off. 20. She huffed, gripping the handlebars tightly as we increased our speed. I have to drive home first. Damn it. Yeah. Keep going. We heaved and huffed through the rest of the workout, clapping with the instructor on the app when he finally ended the class. Whew, my God. I crumpled forward, resting my forehead on the monitor. That was a good one. So you say. Want to do a cool-down class really quick?" "No," she stated emphatically. "They're only 10 minutes," I told her as I swiped through the app to get a cool-down with my favorite instructor and tapped to start it. "You just gonna do it anyway, huh?" Her legs that had stopped moving came back to life and began to pedal once again. "I'm not making you do this. You can stop." "No, I can't," she whined, sucking her teeth. "I'm competitive." "Don't I know it?" "Oh, hush." We had 2 minutes to go, and things were finally settling down. According to my watch, my heart rate had reached a speedy 140 during our main ride, but was slowing down. It was now in the 90s. "So, don't fall off the bike or get all dramatic, okay?" Taylor's voice interrupted the app instructors. "What?" "Just keep pedaling," she ordered. "Also, look over here to your right." My eyes scanned around the class. "What am I looking for?" She pointed to our right, to 2 bodies walking around. One of them I was sure was her cousin Roderick. The other... "Travis?" she filled in, turning back to watch me with vague amusement and interest. There was no way that was Travis. No way. From behind, he looked exactly like I wanted my future baby daddy to look. Super tall and lean, with broad shoulders and an easy stroll. That was not Travis Kean. "We should go speak," she teased as she pressed down on the brake for the bike. "I'll kick you off that thing, Taylor. Don't play with me," I told her tersely. "Ooh, touchy, touchy. Thought you got over this last night. I could have sworn you agreed that acting like this was childish," she giggled, putting her legs back in motion. My brain was agreeing with her, but the touch of fear coursing through my nerve endings disagreed. "If he turns around and has a mouthful of silver caps, I'm running," I muttered, unable to pull my eyes off of him. "He's a whole-ass adult. Why would he still have caps?" "Because he's still bad as fuck," I grumbled, angry at myself for staring. I couldn't lust after Travis. Ever. I hated him. "Girl," she sucked her teeth chidingly, "he didn't have them the last damn time you saw him." They regenerated. "Well, hopefully they're leaving, because I'm not starting another class up because you're scared to face him. I'll leave you right here." This time, when she pushed down on the brake, she did climb off of the bike. "Come on," she prompted when I still hadn't dismounted. "Shy," she called, her expression stern. "Get your ass off that bike and let's go. They went out the door. You're sitting here harping on shit that happened ages ago. He is not that same little badass boy." Why did you try not to smile last night when Leslie said he'd probably forgotten about me? I ignored her question, asking my own. Her smirk from the previous night had been bothering me since we parted. She ran a hand down her face, looking around with her lips pulled in, a small smile tugging at the corners. "Taylor?" "Because he hasn't forgotten about you." She struggled to school her features, then gave up a big old grin, brightening her cute features. "He's never forgotten about you, Shy. He looked for you every summer he came up to visit and asked about you every time we spoke." What? I sputtered. "You never told me that," I accused. "That's because I knew your ass would act like this." Her eyes scanned the perimeter of the room, totally indifferent to the mini freakout I was about to have. "Taylor." "Cheyenne, he is 29 years old, not the 8-year-old who terrorized you."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?